Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect. Today's guesstimation beverage is a very carbonated yet nicely chilled orange soda, the brand name of which is also in reference to a playful exchange of non-serious and witty banter. That was a sentence. Welcome back to Prison Architect, and previously we were doing some more building, naturally, and it was things like improving the cells and security and going back and sort of redoing a lot of areas that we'd technically built for grant purposes. So, for example, the infirmary had one medical bed in it, so, putting more stuff in there. So, yeah, overall pretty happy with that, and this is probably going to be the last episode that's solely denoted to basically building. We're probably going to get an inmate, a singular inmate, either by the end of this episode or the start of the next one, but there's still a lot of work to do. Things like, for a start, security. We haven't even put in door servos, which we need a lot of, because there's obviously staff doors and these large jail doors, which we need to sort out. We need to put in some flooring around the outside because it's painfully slow to wander around. I haven't even set up any sort of deployment, which we do need to do as well, but that's a bit more difficult in warden mode than a lot of other things because obviously the limited screen real estate that we have. So we'll see how we get on. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with the door servos first, and let's just run into the middle here, and obviously denote all this area to staff only. I'll be doing that in between the other jobs because running around is going to be a bit of a pain. Apologies in advance, by the way, if I sound a bit different, a bit of a bad throat at the moment. So yeah, if there's a bit more cough or that sort of thing, then yeah, like I say, I'll make my apologies in advance. Anyway, over to utilities and wiring, and we're going to go with the door control system. So I'm going to put in another door control system for reasons that is maybe not clear now, but later on hopefully will be. The plan is to have door servos on all of the cells, and that is 2 on each cell, so we need 24 door servos. Some of these are outside, so wiring that's going to be fun, and running electrical cable. And yeah, basically what I need to do is have one door control system for that, and then the other one is going to be for everything else, so like these external doors here, that sort of thing. People have pointed out that we do have a clipboard, but we don't have a set of keys, and that means that we might not be able to get through these fences, so I'm actually not too sure on that one. The fun will be in finding out. When I say fun, it means I'm utterly terrified as a legendary inmate barrels towards us with purposeful intent to harm us as we're trying to fumble through a gate, so we'll see how fun that is or not. And yeah, anyway, this is getting wired in. Let me go to wiring again, and then to door servos, and I'm going to put a door servo on there. I'm not going to put them on the internal ones. I don't really see a need for that one. It's just mainly getting in and around. So this is all of the ways, like I say, into the facility, and we need some over. I keep on running it to max speed and it just doesn't work. I'll learn my lesson at some point, probably when the next ice age hits, but there you go. Anyway, so those are now in actually, which is pretty good, and now comes the really painful part, which is trying to wire the things in, because this is warden mode, and well, we have to physically be near the thing that we're wiring in, so yeah, I'm just hoping I don't misclick and we have to start again. So there's that one sort of done. It wasn't as bad as I thought, actually, but obviously this is still a very much unfinished facility, so yes. So we'll run through here and down. I'm just looking at our money, 26,000 generic units of currency, more than enough for our needs, and that requires electricity. Have I wired that in? Doesn't appear to be wired in, but I will go ahead and do that. So we'll run into the middle, and I'll connect it up to this CCTV monitor. There's also the phone tap as well that I have to do as well, but you can see I have to go back and forward to do all of this every single time. So yes, this is getting the first cell block done, the first of 12, and then from there, as long as it's okay, we're meeting the prisoner's needs, that sort of thing, then hopefully we'll be all right. Anyway, that's now done. Remove planning, because we don't want that. And we'll go with the utilities and connect that up. Someone did mention, and rightly so, a PA system. It's supposedly okay, because it decreases a yard's grade. However, apparently it also applies some suppression. Now, I'm not too sure how true that is, but I'm going to put one in. So we'll put one in like so. I think it requires some wiring, but I'm putting it there just, well, because there's nowhere else really for it to go. It requires wiring, so we're going to have a bit of a wiring loop on that corner, so there we go. And let's address the what do I want to address next? 25 grand. What sort of grant can I pick up that'll help us out? I mean, we're never going to get the first sort of 5 or 6 done. Reform for Education Initiative. It's a nice advance payment. Manufacturing facility. That's a very nice advance payment. Let's pick that up. That'll give us 45 grand to pretty much finish off the remainder of the facility, which no, not the remainder, but we can get, what we need to do done. Let's try it. So flooring. I normally go with the concrete tiles lined, which is good. But I've been overusing them since they were basically added to the game. And secondly, in a warden mode, I just don't think I can stomach that. What sort of flooring would be nice? Flooring that makes us go really quick. What about a running track? Outdoor only. We could do running track. The problem with running track, it's 50 grand. Whereas concrete tiles look nice and they're 10. Yeah, there's the end of that chat. Right, so we're going to go with concrete tiles. Probably concrete tiles a lot of the way as well, actually, but let's see. I'm mainly just going to do the areas that ourselves will be personally walking around, just because, if we need to get away, it's a getaway. It's just to aid in our survival so we can get away from inmates. I might be blowing this all out of proportion, but, the fun is in finding out as always. And when I say fun, I mean, yeah, probably the opposite of that. Anyway, let's just run some stuff around here and down here, and let's see, while I'm in this area, we're going to go with some deployment and staff only. That's all good. The centre staff only, which is what we need. Over to flooring once again, and concrete tiles. And we'll run them around here. I'm not going to put them on the inside just yet. I don't know what I'm going to put on the inside of that one, but it'll be what it'll be. I will put it in this area, though, because this is where we will have in most of our walkways. So all of this can be set. Like I say, I don't think we'll be spending a lot of time running around this part. There's a door should have been in there as well. Let me just go to walls and doors, and do a staff door, and then we'll place a staff door in like so. Still don't know what some of these rooms are going to end up being, but that's not a huge problem. It'll be what it'll be. I'm not going to put any more sort of tiles in this area because there's a staff only area. It's probably going to be laminate or something along those lines. Anyway, let's just go to doors here and to another staff door, and we'll place that in like that. Over to deployment once again, because a lot of this stuff is not set to the correct thing. That is now set correctly because I don't want the inmates leaving this area. That is not happening. I did previously set up our programs. No, I didn't. Sorry. Regime and policy. Double checking that one. Yes, there we go. Everything's set to lockdown. That's good. You know what? I think we're getting inmates. I think we're getting inmates sooner rather than later. Okay. What do I need? What's missing? Sniper towers? Is that it? Well, one there. And one. It says it's going to go there. I'm going to move it just to the left a little bit, just so we can get around. You understand? Hopefully you do. Okay. Haven't got patrols. Need to set that up. I think we get inmates. I think we can get them. Well, an inmate. Singular unit of. Alright. So, the question is, do I want patrols all the way around each cell? I mean, maybe. I definitely want a dog patrol around here. That's just non-negotiable. So, let's set that up. We'll speed up a little bit. Like so. And that can run to there. And I'm going to run one along here. And then on the other side. Now, naturally, I don't need to put this one in because we haven't even got any sort of cell block over here. But I'll do it just for the sake of getting it done. And, otherwise I'll just forget about it later on. There we go. Put that one roughly in the middle. And then over to the right. And then that goes in there. Okay. Staff. Dog handlers 4. We've got 3 patrolling. That's fine. 3 snipers. That's also okay. Programs. Staff programs. Guard taser certification. in the queue. First aid in the queue. Fire safety. Not really bothered. I mean, I'm bothered about, stopping fires, but we'll just call the emergencies in. Someone did mention that actually about demolishing this middle section, even though it's not middle-ish, but middle-ish, and putting in a helipad, just so we can call in some elite ops teams, air firefighters, air paramedics. It's just a little bit quicker, that's all. Not too sure we'll go down that route. It'll really depend on the inmates. Speaking of inmates, intake. One legendary prisoner, please, and thank you. Might as well bring in the legendary. We know they're all going to be legendary anyway. So I might as well get the 15 grand payment and the high amount of daily payment for taking one of those in. So, fill capacity. There it is. Take all these down to nothing. And legendary prisoner, we have ordered. Is that the right term? I don't think it is. But, yeah. Deployment, staff only. Just going to double check. Yeah, I thought some of these were not set as staff only. The inmates would never get here anyway. Oh, looks like training's happening. First aid. Okay. And also guard taser. Right, so this is the bit of a problem that we have. I don't have any I have 2 armed guards, if I remember rightly. 2 armed guards. But where do I put them? I didn't want them around these cells. Like, I don't want them right next to it. But I am feeling maybe having them positioned along a line around here might be good. Patrols. Blue patrol. From that corner to there. And armed guards. Like that. Same again. Blue patrol. You can see the difference in walk speed. I mean, maybe you can. Over to here. And armed guard there. Just for the sake of symmetry, you understand. I'm going to go up here and do the same thing. So those 3 there. Another 3 over to there. Not going to assign anyone, because obviously there's no reason in doing so. So intake, as per usual, is at 8 AM. We haven't put on old school intake mutator. Old school intake, if you're not aware, basically the game, when it first came out, you didn't have a choice, I believe, whether or not you received inmates or not. I think it was just 8 inmates at 8 o'clock every day ad infinitum. There is a mutator to turn that on, and I think that's more of an in-game joke than anything else. People have asked if I do a series on that, and I'm sure I'll get to it eventually, but you know what, we've got enough going on with the Permadeath Warden Mode Legendary Prisoner series in order to before I sort of go down that route. Anyway, as I said, touching on the fencing and such, this is not it's a temporary permanent solution, as you're probably well aware. So this is a fence. Eventually it will become it'll still be a fence, it'll just be the electrified fence, and then this one down here will also be electrified, and then finally perimeter wall. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. I'm just looking at the prisoner needs, and have we met all of them? So, bladder, bowels, sleep, food. Yes, that's fairly solid. Safety, well, that'll depend on the inmates. Hygiene, yeah, that's all good. Exercise, yeah, there is a gym mat in there, and a punch bag, and to be fair, I haven't put a weights bench in. That's a good thing to check here. Let's see, weights benches. Let me just put a weights bench on that corner there. So, like I said, I think they were able to meet the need by having this gym mat in, so yeah, there we go. Family, they've got the phone booth and the pet bird, which I think the bird does meet a bit of family need. Is that true, or have I just made that up? Family, why am I typing in family? It's a bird. So the bird, family and luxuries, yes. Recreation, oh definitely, there's loads of stuff in here. You've got TVs, you've got the computer, you've got all that sort of thing, so that's good. Comfort, I would hopefully think so, with it being a fancy bed. Environment, we are cleaning, so yes, probably, although we might have to change that up depending on if the workers get attacked. We have privacy, certainly, everybody's got their own individual cell. Freedom, More on that later. Clothing, for now, yes, we can see there is a uniform. Spirituality, we have a prayer mat there. Literature, yeah, we have our bookcase. And then finally, luxuries, which is going to be a bit of a problem, but the bird does class as meeting that need. Only a small amount, you understand, but hopefully enough for everything to be all okay. We are technically losing money per day, which is not good. I was tempted to get rid of some of our staff members. Yeah, I think I am. Anyone that's not done guard taser certification. We've got inmates, capacity of 12. I don't think I need 20 guards. In fact, a 1-to-1 ratio is probably still overdoing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. That takes us down to 12 regular guards. 1-to-1 ratio for standard guards, 2 inmates. And then obviously we've also got the dog handlers and the snipers and all of that. So that's hopefully helped out our daily cash flow. What other savings could I make? I could probably get rid of a doctor, but having just everything on one person is just a bit risky. I could get rid of some workers. Yeah, maybe, but they're not even that costly to keep around. 100 per day. I'll see what happens. So I'm just going to max speed this out, and we will wait out the front for our very first inmate, a legendary prisoner. And, well, there's a reason why that's flashing red. So here we go. Obviously our money's gone down, daily cash flow. That'll fluctuate anyway. And there you go. We had a set of keys there. Let me double check. Yes, so we have a set of keys. This is good. The bus pulls up, and immediately we can see Cox. So, Alex Cox, prisoner number 126504887, sentenced to 11 years for grievous bodily harm. They've served 4. That was a legendary prisoner, I thought. Something's happened. I'll have to check that. But they have all of the traits that we expect. Legendary. This prisoner is legend in the criminal underworld and has numerous skills and abilities that make them very dangerous, like extremely strong, extremely tough, extremely volatile, extremely deadly, fearless instigator, expert fighter, and stoical. Intake. That was definitely set correctly. Everything else is closed, and legendary prisoner is on. Okay. Well, let's personally escort them to their new cell. They're going to be obviously searched first, so we will supervise that process. You alright? How's the family? Everything alright? And yeah, they're going to be searched and see if they have anything on them. If they do, then obviously they will be punished by being put in the same cell that they're going to spend the rest of their... I was going to say a term. Is term the right term? I'm not sure. Either way, hopefully they're going to spend it well in here. I like the fact that we got jail keys. Yeah, we have a clipboard. And, well, they're currently not a threat to anyone because they've got their handcuffs on. So I'm not concerned about that. Apparently it's laundry time. All the guards have just darted off towards laundry to do some washing. And looks to be prisoner Griff is escorting Alex Cox to their new cell. Appears to be the laundry's been sorted. Then I've brought in. And there we go. They're in. Needs: comfort, privacy, freedom, and luxuries. Status effect is suppressed. See, that went up a little bit there. That's probably to do with the warden statue. So, yeah. Excuse me. Uneventful at the moment. Wouldn't expect anything else. We do have all of our policies set. We have all of our Needs being looked after. Oh, there you go. Privacy and freedom went immediately to... There's a critical freedom need. I reckon it's went to work lockup. No, work free time. Okay. Let's see. In terms of grants then, tracker pilot scheme I can't do because I need 3 inmates. You've got a lot of things that we normally take for granted. So, for example, we often do tool cleanup. We do the crackdown on drugs. We'll never be able to do it because you need 20 and 30 inmates respectively. Okay. Yeah, tool cleanup is... Sorry, it's 40 inmates for tool cleanup and crackdown on drugs is 30. Prisoners, at least 30, yeah. So we're not going to do that. All right. Well, we have this guy in. Okay. Let's go to flooring, and we'll crack on with some building. Specifically, I'm going to get another... I'm going to get another 2 cells done, because then I'll be able to do the tracker pilot scheme. So I'll copy all of that. I'll go to planning and... quick build, custom cloning. All of this will be set to clone, and I'll wait for the workers to build the rest of this. In terms of non-lethal snipers not researching, there's a bit of a weird bug as of late I've experienced with the grants not researching, but I don't know whether that's to do with warden mode or whatever. I can't imagine it would be. People have suggested in, I think it was the last episode or the one before that, permanent punishments. And if you get permanent punishments, you don't need a canteen because their food is brought to them. Now, truth be told, that did slip my mind. However, even though I like the idea, and I probably will do that at some point, I still also like the idea of an outside canteen. Because if they need to escape, or they want to escape, they're going to misbehave, and then they're going to start bashing this door down, which gives us time to, deal with it. Even if they get through this door and get through to this canteen, that's outside, the snipers have direct line of sight. If we didn't have that, we would just have basically that door there. The snipers wouldn't be able to fire until that door gets smashed off the hinges. So, is this more secure? I have no idea. Is it more automated? Sort of. Over to staffing and cooks. I don't think I need necessarily more cooks now, but it's something I often forget. And also, you have to serve all of these inmates and such. So yeah. Anyway, custom cloning, and I'll step out of the way just in case there's a bit of a problem there. And there's 2 more cells. Good. Let's check in on Alex Cox here. Hello there. And they have a privacy and a freedom need. Okay, we knew that was going to be the case. I can't understand how there's a privacy need there. Because, is it the glass wall? Is it the glass wall? Privacy, is it high? Freedom is critical. Okay. I mean, I've currently got it to... it's work lockup. So it's going to go to work free time. So they're just sort of wandering around in their cell at this stage. Privacy. Sometimes prisoners will want some time to themselves. Spending time in their cell will usually see to this, but if they're living in a dormitory with a lot of other prisoners, they might not find much privacy there. Okay. Freedom. Even in prison, your prisoners will want to feel as if they have some level of freedom. You can facilitate this by adding some free time or a yard time to your regime. Prisoners will also facilitate the need via more socialised means, either through farming, fight clubs, or the cinema room. Alright. Well, as the prisoners are never going to do work, I could just change all of this to free time. And then lock up in there. Would that alter the need? One prisoner has the need, and the Furious can't fulfill it. The rest of it is all in green, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Fine, alright. So, workers are cracking on with all of the building. Just going to double check deployment and have a little wander around the facility to see if everything is okay on that front. We'll pass all of the wind farm, which is working out very well for us. And that should be set to staff only. Not that it's a big problem, you understand, but we'll do it just for the sake of completeness, if nothing else. And we haven't done the outside. Don't think it's a big problem. Is this little bit going to be alright? Yes, it is. Alright. Well, money is a bit of a problem. So, what am I going to do about that? Well, I could make some sacrifice. Where's that inmate gone? It's okay. They're having food. Right, they're having 2 bowls of peas. We're all good. Turn off the crisis alarm. Yes. So, they're over there. They're having food. Privacy and comfort. Food and comfort has been met. Privacy and freedom, not so much. There is a suppression effect. Probably to do with the snipers. I didn't check the wall, actually. Walls. Glass walls. Decreases a cell's grade, decreases a dormitory's grade. Doesn't mention about anything else in terms of, you know, the privacies or the needs of the inmate. So yeah. Obviously we should point out these inmates are extremely volatile. There's our first tunnel of this series. I'm going to say that is a false one. Right, electrical. We'll put some electrical in here. We'll go for water, although I think it's already plumbed in. Yes, it is. Future me is sorted. Past me is sorted future me out. Let's go for a little bit more speed and go for the door control system, which is going to go in here, and then down the bottom there, which I don't know if it's getting built just yet. Not so much. It's very risky sitting in this mode because I can't see what the inmate's doing. Yeah, okay. I'll wait for them. I'm going to wait for them to finish building this. I'm not going to go back and forward trying to connect up all this other stuff when it's not even built. Although, have they only just ordered it? Or possibly. Alright, fine. Well, that has been not even the first day, but it's been, yes, the first several hours of having inmates in the warden mode. Why have they just dropped all this stuff on the floor? I've got something else on. Yeah, the first episode of having inmates, the first couple of hours of having prisoners in the facility. Overall, things seem to be working out well. We have a couple of things to sort out. I want to get the tracker pilot scheme grant done, which once we've got these 2 rooms, we should be okay. Intake-wise, we have sadly unavailable legendary prisoners, and I'd like to keep that. I mean, I could get Supermax. We know they're all going to be legendary anyway, but we might as well get the legendary increment. So, do I just wait? The problem is, can I wait? We're still on minus 1,000 generic units of currency. I'd have to make several cuts just to get into a positive cash flow. Or I could sell a bit of the prison. No, because you need at least 20 prisoners. I don't have that many, and we'll never have that many, so we can't even do it that way. Brilliant. Programs-wise, we could probably finish... only 10 prisoners inmates passed. Inmates. Words are hard. 12 finished, 10 passed, 83% guard taser certification. I can stop that. First aid training, we'll keep running that. We're not running any prisoner programs. Yeah. We need to do some wiring. I need to put in the PA system because it doesn't clone for whatever reason. There's obviously all the wiring to do, and we'll have to balance the books, which I'm thinking at the moment, genuinely might just fire most of the guards, and maybe a dog handler. We're sort of reliant on snipers for this series, which we're going to do that with the prison with no walls, but well. You may know how that's went. Either way, that's been a bit of prison architect. We're going to go inside into... You know what we're going to go? We're going to go in probably the nice place for us, which is... We're going to head to our office. Job well done. Let's call it there. Next time, more inmates, more better, hopefully, and more building. Oh, and hopefully less bankruptcy. Hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. Comments in the comments, and generic partings.